Oh, interesting. Ooh, I like that one. Unbalanced, bright outline, broken outline, classic. Oh, let's go with the default palette. Ooh, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I love any game like this that kind of lets you change the colors. Let's see. Eden's actually pretty nice. Gable green. It's like a weird yellowish. That could be me. Gray asparagus. I like that one. Kalpa 25. That one's pretty fucking sick. Livid brown. Nandor. That one's nice. Tepapa green. I don't know what that means. It looks blue. I will be real. But I also have a lot of trouble perceiving colors, so it's probably green. Tom Thumb. There's a lot of greenish ones. Tendora. Cape Cod. You know, we're gonna just go with default, but I just wanted to see. That's actually lovely. That's actually lovely. And they all stand out. Like, some are similar, but I can see the differences. We'll go with default, though. Texture. No texture. Noise. Numbers. That's kind of cool. Waves. Yeah, default. But, you know, just want to... All right. And that's what there is. All right, Without a Dawn, new game. Are you awake? A lot of plus signs, all right. Open your eyes. What now or ignore? You know what? What now? What now? Why are you bugging me? I'm sleeping. You're feeling anxious. You've been tossing and turning in your bed for a while now. They know me. Sleep doesn't seem to be coming. You have a feeling that someone is watching you. I really appreciate the strings of numbers. I don't know. Well, I mean, it's ASCII art, but like, it's done quite well. Like, this looks good. Someone may be standing behind the window. Either ignore it or there's no one there. There's no, like, get up and check option. There's no one there. How can you be so sure? I mean, I can use my eyes. You need to get up and check the window, alright? Well, at least they know. It will take but a moment. You'll be back in your bed in no time. Alright, you know what? If someone's telling me you'll be back in your bed in no time, I don't think I will. I don't think I will be back in my bed in no time. Alright, you know what? Because it does seem to be bugging me, I'll get up. Because, like, there will be times where I will get up from a sleep and I'll think something has, like, changed in the room. It sounds weird, but I think... So I'll just get up and check really quick. Realistically, hours later, I would be like, what was I thinking? Absolutely nothing would have changed, but just... I think it's just a normal thing that happens. You just wake up and you're like, something's off. So I get up to check, and it is always like it's minute, and then you get back in bed and you go back to sleep. I think it's just an odd, you wake up and something feels off feeling. Anyway, let's get up and check real quick. Oh, floppy disk. Oh, it's saving. Remember to breathe. Oh, what's gonna be behind the window? But don't get too caught up in listening to the sound of your breath. I will be real. I think that unless something's off, like, you know, you're sick or something, I don't feel like I breathe very loudly, generally. I don't think I ever get caught up in the sound of my own breathing. I think because it's generally, like, a manual thing, breathing. It's not automatic. It feels automatic when you are breathing, but it's not also not an automatic, whatever. Anyway... I tend not to. Let it come naturally. Trick yourself into thinking something else. To be fair, I don't know this character, but again, why would I get stuck in the sound of my own breathing? You are safe. I don't think I am. I don't know oh, I get, are those supposed to be periods? They look like little crosses though. Can you see movement through the cracks in the window blinds? I don't see anything. Can you see the shadow shifting? No. There's something or someone out there. Ugh! Alright, you know what? We'll be brave and we'll open the blinds. Yeah, it's just a pretty tree. Tree branches swaying in the wind. You must feel relieved. It's very silent. I guess. Except apparently for the sound of your breathing. You came here to find quiet. But you've come to miss the sounds of the city. The restless noises coming from the streets. Even those that are violent. Yet, they somehow brought you comfort compared to this maddening silence. Here, you thought you could unwind and rediscover yourself. Find what the hell is wrong with you. Oh my god, okay. Well, I mean, I guess it's saying that, like, she has something going on, and she's, you know what? Shit happens. She's fine. It is true that in silence you can hear yourself more clearly. Alright, let's head back. There's a lot of do nothing options. Do nothing but stare out into the window. I'm going back to bed. Wait. Aren't you forgetting something? Closing the blinds? What do you want? Just let me close the blinds. You need to close the window blinds. Leaving them open makes you anxious. Does it? Oh, she's not me, right? But, like, I am playing as the character. But yeah, I guess close the blinds. Yeah, do nothing. I'm sure there's an achievement for doing absolutely nothing. But just standing there drooling. Alright, let's close the window blinds. You made it back to your bed. You're safe. Nothing bad happened. You can fight it. You have the strength to overcome it. But you need to understand what you're dealing with. Overcome what? Do you think it's all in your head? No, whatever. Well, the thing is, we don't know what they're on about, but I think yes, because it talked about you feel like there's someone watching you. And you come to find out what's... I don't know. I'm torn. I do think there is a realistic aspect of we are our own worst enemies, but... Buddy. Yes. I'm gonna say... Yes. Maybe. Yes. We're just gonna rip off the band-aid. Yes, I think it's all in your head, causing all the self-doubt and the anxiety. But again, I feel like we don't know enough to know for sure, but I'm just gonna say yes. You can rely on logic. It's your best connection to reality. You are tired. You need sleep. Let's close my eyes, because there are times where, like, I just can't sleep, but despite that, I feel like it's better to at least close your eyes and get some form of rest than just lay in your bed doing nothing. Uh-oh, it's 1 o'clock. Uh-oh, time's going back. Oh boy. You know, let's use the second option, because we've been choosing the first option a lot. The passage of time seems different here. The arms of the clock are going back and forth. You find it difficult to experience such irrationality. If there's sense to any of this, it's not visible. Yeah, let's wake up. You can't snap out of it. Can't wake up. If I click wake up enough times, I think I'll get a picture of Rebecca Chambers. Alright, you know what? Let's just go to the next stream. No, let's try a few more times. I want this picture of Rebecca. Alright, next stream. Hey! I am the man in a gas mask, and I ask you this. Are you my mommy? How many fingers am I holding behind my back? 1. How many fingers am I holding behind my back? 8. How many fingers am I holding behind my back? 3. How many fingers am I holding behind my back? 5. Because you can't have 11 fingers, that's illegal. You have failed me with your answers. Okay, I want to play again. I'm the man with the gas mask. I ask you this. How many fingers am I holding behind my back? 1. How many fingers? 6. How many fingers? 3. 11. You have failed me with your answers. I want to play again. 2. 6. 9. 11. Shut up! I don't think I understand that dream. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to look at the times on the clock. That's it. Okay. 1. 6. 3. And then... I forgot what the last time was. 11. 1. I know it goes to 6 o'clock. 9. Okay, hold on. Let's check the times really quick. All right, 6. 3. 5. 1. Six, 3, 5, 1. Your answers ring true. This interaction represents the beginning of our connection. Acknowledge my existence. Let's stay. Your dream has come to an end. It is time to wake up. I'm staying, and you can't stop me. Right? I guess we're waking up. What's the point, then, of giving the option? Alright, wake from the first dream. Did you find the dream unsettling? Do you believe there was more to it? I mean... I didn't think it was that unsettling, I'm gonna be real. It's just a guy, there was a clock. Not really. You couldn't connect with the dream. Yeah, it made you feel something. I'll be real, it didn't. It didn't. He spoke with great concern. Do you think he tried to tell you something? There could be a pattern or meaning in his words. Put your head to work. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. 10 plus 5 is 15. Of course, 15. You keep seeing this number. 15. 15. 15. Just ignore. Just let him keep saying 15. You seem anguished. It is hard for you to fall asleep. You need to check the window again. It will help alleviate your stress. I don't wanna. Can you get rid of the thought? It is difficult for you to resist the urge. You know you should try harder. You can start tomorrow. You can slip this one time. Stop. You're back in your bed in no time. I'm not gonna check the window. It will make you feel better. No. It will ease your stress. No. Like, I wish that it, like... I know it's a visual novel, and part of the thing of visual novels is, like, you can kind of choose your own adventure in a sense, but... eventually, they don't let you. They almost railroad you. I don't know if I choose it 100 times, if it changes. I guess I'm getting up, but you know, just let me lay in bed. You can't see the trees anymore. Also, I opened the window blinds. You're trying to understand why. Could it be a dense fog hindering the view? You're probably right. You would know! Like, that's an odd thing to ask. Oh, is there a dense fog? And as someone, like, when it gets too humid and then it rains and stuff, right? Like, it can get very foggy where I am. But I can, like, look out the window and be like, oh, it's foggy. And there have been times where it's been, like, especially heavy fog. But it's, how do you not know? Use your eyes. Alright, let's close the blinds. Wait. Can you see movement in the distance? No. Shouldn't the fog hide the shape like it hid the trees? You must find this perplexing. You don't know what you're looking at. Oh, I do see something! Like, vaguely. In the center. I don't have any, like, mouse to point at it, but... It's right there! It appears as if a shadow is... Oh, it's getting closer. It's bleeding into the fog surrounding it. It's coming closer. It is coming this way. Alright, you know what? At first I was like, about this, but like, I'm a little freaked out now because it keeps coming closer. But I also don't think Jesse would add like a screamer. You know, you'd play those games like the mazes or whatever, and then something would scream at you. It is slowly growing its presence. That sounds like an odd way to say it's getting closer. The shape is becoming increasingly distinct. It resembles a human. You cannot trust your eyes. You are alone here. There's no one here besides you. Okay, I assume this is me talking to myself. This is my inner monologue. Is it because I said it was all in my head? I think that's why it's telling me that. It's only you and your shadow. Close the blinds. Did that really happen? If you reason, you realize there's unlikely anyone out there. Well, what else would it be, Einstein? I say that. Again, I realize that this is my inner monologue. You must be startled, though. Yeah, that was a little scary. Your heart is racing. Your breathing is shallow. Your legs are growing numb. I've just been standing... Okay, if you can't stand for a few minutes and your legs get numb, get yourself checked. Alright, I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. Because that heartbeat's a little loud. The cold sweat is about to break as your skin turns pale. Joke's on them. My skin was always pale. Do not let it go that far. Try to calm your breathing. Think of something entirely different. You're the one who made me open the window in the first place. They're just gonna lay in bed. Think of the last movie you saw. What's the last movie I saw? I think it was Jiro Dreams of Sushi. It's documentary, but still, it's practically a movie. Yeah, I think that was the last movie I saw. I watched it like a couple months ago, I think. Try to remember the lyrics of your favorite song. Good. You are starting to stabilize. You're slowly gaining back your strength. You feel shaken and want to return to your bed. It's the only place where you feel safe. That would be my car. But first, you must take another look. Fine. Oh, the trees are back. The trees... I wrote this game! You feel relieved seeing the trees again. You're sure it was only your imagination. It was nothing but a feverish dream. I mean, yes, you saw a figure walking closer. I wouldn't consider it a fever dream. The feverish dream, which means it's not quite a fever dream, but even that is stretching it, I think. You should return to your bed. You made it back to your bed safely. You're tired and craving for sleep. The morning will come and everything will look brighter and more hopeful. You'll be fine once you get some rest. Time to close your eyes. It sure is. Oh, we're in BioShock now. Alright, well now I have to turn the sound up a bit. The sound of the waves has a unique quality to it. Can you hear the unexplainable clarity in its character? Shut up! Can you hear the waves whispering distant words? You don't believe their unnatural sound belongs to the sea. The energy passing through the water comes from somewhere unknown. Yet you find the waves calm and peaceful amidst the sad melody. You embrace this beautiful harmony. You're breathing slowly and deeply. Your body and mind are weightless and free from worry. It's rare to achieve such tranquility. You find it difficult to experience both extremes. Your darkness has overshadowed the light for too long. It wasn't always like this. It doesn't always need to be like this. What if I wake up? You can't snap out of it. Oh my god. Again! Why give us the option then? Buddy. Oh, I hate how sometimes it's really low and then sometimes it's really loud. I'm the man in the gas mask and I ask you this. Can you bear my silence? It is difficult for me, I guess. I love silence. I will be well, I listen to thunderstorm noises. Because if there's like, if I feel like it's too noisy, I just like need one central noise that's out of the way and almost silences it. But I actually really like silence a lot. It's difficult for me. What is wrong in my silence? Your silence is unbalanced. What makes my silence uneven? Your silence misses a dot. Yeah, because of the I didn't realize that, but it seemed right. How many dots should my silence hold? 15, because he said it. 15, 15, 15. I understand. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. I've corrected my silence. Who are you? I'm the one who can show you the truth. I can help you look past the veil. I assumed the shape of a shadow. I came to your cabin. I will not let you exist in a lie. My silence is now also yours. Follow this newly found connection. Go to the birdhouse. You will find something hidden under its detached roof. Alright. Goodbye, gas mask man. Oh yeah, I guess there are 15 dots. Another strange dream. The man in gas mask appeared to you again. Does that seem uncanny to you? Uncanny? No? You don't consider that strange? Surely it must be at least intrigued. You think he spoke convincingly. But it's hard for you to accept that a dream could hold any truth. I think the problem with the dream is I don't know, like, he's going off about shit that we're given a bit of context. Something happy. She moved to not the city. She misses the sounds of the city, even the violent, scary ones. She's on about something, or something's like bothering her. But it feels like we're kind of talking around it. So, because we don't have the full context, but you, the main character, do have the context that the game isn't setting, I think it's hard to feel attached, almost. You consider yourself logical, but don't want to rule anything out. You can sense things you can't hear or see. The spiritual side of you may follow some secret logic. A logic that has yet to be discovered. You are tired of this recurring conflict in your head. Be that as it may, you can't stop thinking about what he said. Should you go outside and check the birdhouse? Why not? There's likely nothing hidden inside, but you must verify it to get it out of your head. Then maybe you can finally sleep. Okay, we're like, are these dreams just... Because I feel like what happens is, even if I have a dream that seems so short, like, I wake up and it's the morning. So, like, how long is this night going on for? It's gonna rain soon. Normally, you'd love some rain. The sound has a calming effect on you. Just go to the birdhouse. But you don't want to get wet. You better get going before it starts raining. Also, there's something about the noise that reminds me of, oh my god, what was it called? We had it for the Game Boy. It was... Oh my god. I'm trying to think of a way to explain it. It was one of those... You're in a dungeon. It's not quite a dungeon crawler. And there's several things you could... Okay, hold on. I gotta look this up. Because the sound effect, Game Boy Shadows Dungeon Crawler. It's not like a dungeon crawler, but that's the best I can think. Oh, was it Shadowgate Classic? Are there any screenshots? I think it's Shadowgate Classic. Alright, hold on. Shadowgate Classic. Images. Yep, there's something about the sound effect that makes me think of Shadowgate Classic. Okay. I was not good at that game, but I played it all the time. I never got that far. You should have worn a coat. Also, I don't know if she's wearing leopard print pants, but it kind of looks like it. This bitter autumn wind is chilling to the bone. Yeah, that is kind of odd. That she just... Like, when I'm in bed at night, even if... So I take Loki out, his last walk is about 10 at night, and even if I think, oh, it might just be a quick pee in the front yard, because just sometimes he wants to pee and get back in really quick, but it doesn't matter, I'm 100% putting a hoodie on if I think it's going to be cold. Yet you find it refreshing. There's something purifying and healing about the wind. That is true. A nice wind, a nice breeze, it is very refreshing. Perhaps the physical sensation on your skin tricks your mind into focusing solely on it. This is honestly getting, like, I can overthink a lot, but it almost takes away when you get this, like, minute into a single thing. The wind makes you feel more connected with this world. I guess. But then again, what the hell are you doing here? It's the middle of the night. You're standing outside catching a cold because you had a dream. Also because the game's making me. Would a sane person act like this? I think this game's gaslighting me. You don't think it matters, do you? No one is sane. You don't care whether you are of sound mind or not. All you want is to feel better. You want to wake up feeling calm and content. You need to find a way to prevent yourself from falling into negative thoughts. Also, I'm gonna say this, it's so little, but there's a lot of space. Oh god. The leading, I believe, is the space, like, vertically. There's a lot of space between the two lines. Just... not the biggest deal, but to me, I see it's noticeable to me, and it's a little distracting. It could just be me. Again, I'm like big on type. That's it. It's distracting. I'll admit it. It's nitpicky. I wouldn't take points away for it. But there's a lot of space between the lines. You need to find a way to prevent yourself from falling into negative thoughts. As I ramble on about, hey man, the lines are too far apart. Is that negative though? I don't think it's negative. I think it's a critique. Not even that, just something that I'm thinking about, but I don't think it's necessarily negative. It's gonna rain soon. You need to get to the birdhouse. Yeah, that's the thing, is we're spending a lot of time because we're thinking about minutia, like the wind makes me feel so connected. All right, let's go to the birdhouse. You're here by the birdhouse. Do you still want to do this? Yeah, I'm here. You're not sure you have a choice. You know what? I'm gonna say this because the game is bringing it up. I'm not sure if that yes or no was actually a choice, because sometimes you choose something the game doesn't want you to do, and it'll give you a few lines before it just gives you 15 dots. I forgot which it was, where I joked about I want the picture of Rebecca Chambers. Hee hee hee. But just, I clicked it enough times, and it wouldn't let me. So, yeah, you are right, game. I don't have a choice. And I know some people talk about, you know, in games with multiple choices, it's the illusion, because sometimes at the very end, those choices don't matter. I've said it myself. Depending on the game and, like, how it's done, I don't think I really care if the choices that affect little things do or don't affect the ending. But I do hate when a game gives me choices that are either you have to choose one, in which case do not ask me in the first place, or both answers are the same except one is painted yellow. Those are my two pet peeves with games that give me choices, honestly. This is a visual novel, so I think it could honestly get away with not even giving me a choice. But if it's going to, allow me to choose either one. Or if it's going to be the same thing, at least put dialogue where it almost, I suppose, because of the type of game it is, chastises you for choosing it. Like, oh, you think you have a choice, don't you? Something like that, but do not give me the choice if you're not going to let me go forward with it anyway. It feels it feels fake. Oh, I knew I should have charged my headphones. God, I have too many wires. I had an inkling this morning. I was like, I think I should charge my headset. It's been a while. I've been using it a lot. And I didn't. I should have. Alright, you're not sure you have a choice. You feel like your hands are tired. Oh, your hands are tied. Okay, that makes more sense. Can you see the spot where the ground looks different? The ground is bare of leaves and branches. Alright. Someone has been here recently. As you realize this, can you feel your heart being irregular? No! No! Like, other than Gas Mask Man coming closer, I don't feel what this game says I feel. Sorry, Jesse Makkonen. Can you feel the sense of dread creeping in? No, I cannot. This fear creates a gap in your psyche you can't control. It's overpowering your thoughts and even memories. Is that what fear is? Recoloring and forging them formless. But you must not give in. Try not to lose yourself in your thoughts, not when they are at their darkest. You can feel it coming again. Your breath is turning shallow. Allow your lungs to breathe without you intervening. You must think of something else. I feel like it's one of those things where if you do feel the need, and some people think they're so clever, like, did you actually know that when you breathe, it's a manual? That you're thinking about. But that is true. But I feel like if you were to bring it up, then you kind of stop breathing for a bit just because you're thinking about breathing so much. So while breathing might start out manually, I think your body just does it. Can you remember the color of your friend's eyes? Can you remember their birthday? Good. You feel a sense of relief washing over you. I guess. You're safe. You're ready to search the birdhouse. That was a lot to say very little. Like, I guess it's one of those things where we know she has a sense of dread because the game doesn't shut up about it. This is awful because, like, he did say it was, like, kind of a more personal, like, artistic type of project that was so different from his other games. But I feel like I'm not really connecting with it. It's just alright. It feels like it talked a lot about how the player feels anxious and stuff, but doesn't do much to make me feel like I'm in the shoes of the main character, if that makes sense. So it goes on about, like, do you feel your heart beating irregularly and all that? But not enough is happening where I feel like I'm in the player's shoes to feel the same things. Like, I think the sound is great. I love the art style, but... And it's not even because I generally am not a fan of visual novels, because while it is rare to find one, I do still very much appreciate it when there is one I really like. And this should absolutely, like, be my kind of game, but I think it's just, as I said before, they're talking around what's happening with the main character, and so it just not doing a good job of conveying the feeling that they want us to feel, or having something happen in the game that would give us this like sense of dread. What do you expect to find? A dead bird? Anything. You want to believe there's something in the birdhouse. Wouldn't you find it terrifying? Would it turn your dream into something more? There's only one way to find out. Remove the roof. Oh, I found the box inside the birdhouse. You cannot believe it. You discovered a box hidden in the birdhouse. You must be terrified. Oh my god. Again, it's saying I must be, but I'm not. You don't understand what this means. Could the man in a gas mask assume a physical form? You're trying to wrangle this deeply unsettling question. But you struggle to find an explanation. Do you believe it was he who hid the box? No? You believe there's a logical okay, well, I guess that's the other... I don't know, to be quite honest. But you need him to understand what has happened. You find it also very confusing. Be that as it may. Someone placed the box here recently. Can you feel your sense of security fading away? No, I can't! You might not be here alone after all. This frightening thought is starting to grow in you. You must be wondering what's inside the box. You should get back inside first. Alright, no, you know what? We'll find out here. You could be in danger. Don't you want to return to safety? Nope, let me stay. That's what I mean. It, like, gives you a couple, like, okay, but it could be bad, which I feel is its way of saying, like, something could happen, but they don't let you choose it anyway. They make you do what the game wants. Again, either just let the game do its own thing and just tell me and, like, deliver the lines and all that, but just let me stay for the ride, or write more branches of things to happen. It's just Jesse, right? And I have done my final project for one of my classes. I did do a choose your own adventure-esque game. Can I tell you what a pain in the ass it actually is when you need to, like, map out what all the different choices are and how you only get this choice if you do this one specific thing? I had I think a good ending and a bad ending. I forgot if there's a neutral ending. But, like, I needed extra time because I had to keep thinking about how it would map out. I had other projects as well, but, like, I had to ask my professor for an extension because I just needed more time to branch it out. And I got it, by the way. A, I was always a student, getting her things done on time, all of that. But B, because I did at least send her, here's what I have. It's 80% done. I just need a few more days. Can I please have a bit of an extension? And because I was able to show that I did have a lot of work done, but I, like, legitimately did need the extension, it was done. I understand it actually is hard to branch it all out and keep track of. Mine was not at the same length or level as this. It was, like, kind of short, but I still... Anyway. So I get it. It's a pain in the butt. It's not easy to do, branching out little paths, but I think that's what actually really annoys me, is the illusion of choice. Just bring me along for the ride if I can't choose specific options. I'm still not jiving with this narrative that is trying to be set up because it keeps going on about how I should feel, but again, the game doesn't do a good job of making me feel the way that the main character does. You're standing at the front of the cabin. Why would you stop here? Because the front door is open. Sorry, the front door's ajar. You can't remember if you closed the front door. I doubt you would. I mean, I guess, well, you know what? There have been times where I would go out and I would think I would close the door and it was open just a bit because it didn't latch. You left so hurriedly that you didn't even remember to take your coat. You were distracted and not thinking straight. It would make sense if you also forgot to close the door. Yet there have been numerous strange occurrences. You don't know what to believe anymore. It all feels so confusing and empty to you. Well... I guess. Don't let that numbness devour joy from the things you love. You didn't stop caring. There's something constantly out of sync, like two cogs that never align at the right time. You came here to heal. What did you wish to find? More things to live for, I guess. You want to find something new or to revive something old. You understand what you need. I guess it's trying to get into the player's psyche, but... I don't know. It's only a matter of how. I mean, there are a few things that'll go on about sometimes that I feel like I can definitely... I can... connect with. I don't know. There's like... connect with, let's say. But... it could honestly be my thought process and who I am. You know, other people definitely really enjoyed this game. We're not at the end, but right now, I think sometimes it's like, oh, okay. But then most of the time, it just doesn't... it doesn't hit. You should get inside and see what the box holds. There's gonna be a killer in here. Maybe I should have hesitated. Are those penguins? Aw! You made it safely back inside. But you're so fixated on the box that everything else around you disappears. The way you hold the box effortlessly indicates its light. Or you're very strong. You're trying to deduce its contents based on its weight. Just open the fucking box! Your thoughts are racing. Violent images are surfacing in your mind. Alright. There could be something horrible in the box. Why would you think of the darkest things first? Is it easier for you to dwell on such thoughts? Be that as it... they say that a lot. Be that as it may. You should open the box. It's almost a way to start a thought process. Like, anyway... I feel like if you're getting a... I need to stop... No, I don't need to. This is my honest opinion. But I feel like if you're getting this game, you kind of already know, because Jesse does tend to, like, have a lot of darkness and stuff in his games. So I think this kind of stuff would work better. Let's say you actually are not into horror, you're not into psychological stuff, thrillers, what have you. I feel like maybe the darkness of this game would be a little spookier, the thing with the gas mask. But I think for me, just I am curious what's in the box, but I'm not scared. I want to open the box, and again, like even the character is just going with it and the game tells you how you feel, but there just feels like a real disconnect between what the game's saying and how I feel. And that does happen sometimes. When I was playing Kathy Rain, I was saying I didn't always love all of the answers, but anyone would hesitate in your situation. But you know you can't let this slide. You found something at the location indicated by your dream. You're trying to comprehend it, but you can't come to a logical conclusion with the information you've got. You need to open the box and see what you can learn. You found a phone inside the box. Woohoo! Upon closer examination, you notice something unsettling. Isn't that your phone? Yes, why yes, it is. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, I guess. You must be stupefied. I mean, it would... What does stupefied mean? Is that like confused? I've heard the word, but I never see it. Make someone unable to think or feel properly. That's... I mean, if it were me, I'd be like, how is my phone in there? But I don't think I'd... Again, I think because we don't really know what's going on with the character, and that can happen, right? Like, not everything needs to be explained. It can slowly unravel through a game or a book or whatever. But I think because we don't have a lot of information about she wants to move, she wants to heal, all that. And I guess because she's so messed up, she just, like, does have such a hard time with feeling anything or getting to sleep, and she relies on her logic. But if that's sense, if she's a super logical person, I guess it's like she's disconnected, and how does it logically make sense? But I'm not. The last thing you expected to find was your phone. You must be aware of how unusual this is. How did your phone end up in the box? At this point, I don't know and I don't care. How the hell should I know? Your confusion is warranted. Thank you. Because the game saying, yeah, this is fucking weird doesn't help things. But could you uncover the truth through reason and logic instead? Try to remember the last time you used your phone. I have no idea. Can you recall when you arrived at this cabin? Guess I'll try to remember. You don't remember coming here, do you? Now that you reflect on it, you don't know where you are. The cabin. This place is unfamiliar to you. You don't know how long you've been here. Coming to realize this must be frightening. Is it possible that you were the one to hide the phone? You came here to seek solitude to get your head straight. Your phone serves as a window to a world filled with violence and hypocrisy. You couldn't look the other way. You needed an exit from all that, so you hid it in the birdhouse. You may have decided to resist temptation by tucking away your phone. Does that sound like something you do? You know what? I can get behind that logic, where you just kind of need to, if it is violence and hypocrisy, you don't want to know about all the unrest that's going on literally everywhere. Because if she is, like, unraveling from whatever, I don't know. I can see how she'd be like, I shouldn't be using my phone because I just need to like focus and calm down and relax and just kind of rest. So I think it would be possible to say the best way to stop it is like put my phone away because apparently she is stupefied from everything and put it in the birdhouse, forget about it, and then because just everything is always so confusing, she would quickly forget she put it there. That's how the character feels. Is something she would do, from what I've gathered from the way this game talks to me. You find comfort in this assumption. You're mentally exhausted. It feels like, yeah. You're not well. The night amplifies your thoughts. Everything feels more burdensome and impassable. You need to get some sleep. There could be clarity with the dawn, except the game's without a dawn. It's nighttime forever. Alright, let's head back to bed. Do you find it bizarre? What? When you think of something specific, it tends to manifest in one way or another. You may notice these things only when you pay attention to them. You find it somewhat uncanny, but believe there's really nothing else to it. But having considered there could be something more, a greater truth, sometimes you feel like you're viewing the world through this thin, transparent veil. You find it hard to believe anything is real. You ever find yourself consumed by compulsive thoughts? Thoughts that you don't want to share with anyone. Thoughts that cause you anxiety and stress. Sometimes even happy memories feel boundless and imperfect without a reason. The veil may not exist after all. It may be your mind trying to protect itself from prolonged stress. Maybe you should seek help. You may be right. The longer it takes, the easier it is to procrastinate. You should think about it. Be that as it... Again! Be that as it may, it feels like it's the quickest way to segue onto whatever the narrator wants to talk about next. The narrator maybe being, like... the thoughts in her head that are asking her. I still don't know. We'll call it the narrator. But that just, it always feels like when it gets into be that as it may, they just want to segue onto the next thing they want to yap about. The best thing for you right now is to get some rest. Hey. You're screaming in the darkness, leaning against a cold concrete wall. You're looking at yourself with the eyes of someone else. Erupt flashes of mindless gore. Your body is shaking and writhing without control. You're attempting to avert your gaze, but you can't tear your eyes away from the gray walls in the gray corner. You've seen flashes of a triangular silhouette on the horizon. It is towering on the black water. Waves as it pulses. Waves as its pulse. Round noise as its voice. It is calling you. Urgency. Disarray. Despair. Shame. Panic. But only briefly. A mere echo of the screams remains. You are furthering away. You are floating to safety. You can't... oh my god. I'm the man in a gas mask and ask you this. Do you believe in my existence? No. I'm just, no. Will you trust my benevolence? Yes. Will you accept my truth? I guess. If I lead, will you follow? I mean, I have been so far. You've been so friendly. You're very close to fully accepting me. You've been confined for too long. You need to see what's on the other side of the veil. I can show you. The path is concealed within the gallery. Woohoo! It looks like you won't be getting any sleep. You can't shake the image of the man in a gas mask from your head. Do you think he is malevolent? forgot what malevolent means. Is malevolent like having or showing a wish? Okay. I was thinking of Maleficent. I don't think he is. That's what I thought, but I was like, because I feel like I'm not 100% positive that malevolent is like a bad thing, I had to double check. I don't think he is. You find him suspicious, but he has done you no harm. Not yet, anyway. Maybe he is trying to help you. He's a dude in a dream. Like, I think I read when I was taking psychology, it was something about, like, and I don't know how true it is, when you dream of people, you, like, can't make up faces, so even if it's someone you might have, like, saw briefly in a street, you can't, something to that effect. It's like, you can't just, like, make up a face, so I don't know what I'm getting at, but it could be someone I know. But yeah, maybe he is trying to help you. You need closure. You need to find clarity amid this dissonance. You're tired of temporarily mending your well-being. You want to find something long-lasting. Isn't that the reason you came here? You must make it through the night. Maybe you should listen to the man in a gas mask. Maybe he's the only one who can help you. Maybe the person that talked to me is the man in the gas mask. I don't know how. You need to step outside the logic. Maybe there's a clue in what he said. You remember him mentioning the gallery. Could it mean the gallery on your phone? Maybe. Could be worth a look. I mean, do nothing. I feel like that I won't get away with doing that. It'll make me eventually. You unlocked your phone. Thank you. I didn't see that happened. You unlocked your phone. The gallery is already open. It is a picture of the cabin you're in. You must have taken this photo upon your arrival, even though you can't remember doing so. Wait, swipe? I think swipe left, yeah. There we go, yep. It's a picture of your friends. You remember the day you took this photo? It was an unusually sunny and warm mid-fall day. You all went out to enjoy the sunshine and a few drinks. Later, it started pouring like never before. You were all wet and cold, but happy at the end of the day. It is a memory to treasure for you. You're wondering how your friends are doing. You think you've been a good friend? You feel like you've taken your friends for granted. You should call them more frequently. Ask them how they're doing more often. Do not let them fade out of your life. I guess this is the game trying to, like, let you know your friends are important to you, but okay. You will need them and their laughter. Oh, puppy! You're still struggling to watch photos of her. Oh, rest in peace, the dog. She passed away recently. You miss her so much that there are no words to describe it. I wonder if that's what messed her up. My animals are getting older. Just thinking about it is making me like, But I do know that when they pass, that it will definitely be very hard on me, physically, mentally, and emotionally, so I wonder if that's what made her come to the cabin. It just really messed her up. Do you feel like you let her down? You knew she was old and not well. You did the right thing by letting her go. Deep down inside, you understand and accept this. Okay, so why not let me say yes or no? You know, like, I think that could be interesting, like, if you let her down by, like, just, I assume, putting her down, but I don't know, because it could be like, okay, I put her down, but is there anything I could have done to maybe fix her age, or, you know, realistically, you know, when it's time for them to move on, you don't want them to be in pain anymore. And yes, maybe they can have another 6 months of life, but like, you can prolong their life, but at what cost? You want them to go before they can be in too much pain if you can help it. They didn't need to add the option, but, you know, I think that would have been a good way to say yes or no in terms of, like, how do you, the character, feel knowing what you know. I think this stuff, and it could be, again, because of, like, as I said, I have pets that are getting older, but I think this part with the friends, talk to your friends, hits harder than there's gas mask man and you feel so unsure after talking to him and all that stuff. I don't know. I'm torn. There will come a day when grief turns into a fond memory. It is a picture of an old mill. You find it somehow familiar. Okay. You have seen it near the cabin. Yeah, you cannot remember taking this picture of... Oh my god. A sense of dread is starting to build within you as you realize the order of the photos. You took this picture before your dog passed away. This image is months old. But if you... So you don't remember taking the picture, but you remember how old it is. You don't remember when you came here. But you're sure you came here after saying goodbye to your dog. Your head is trying to process this Have you been here before? Have you already done all this? Are you trapped in some unnatural cycle? Everything has been such a blur to you lately. Be that... I'm sick of that line already. Can you see something strange in this image? No. You find it difficult to discern what you're looking at. I mean, I think part of the problem, or the reason I can't find, is because the art style of the game, as I said, while I do appreciate it, the ASCII art, I think it does make it hard to get finer detail to see whether or not there is something off with a photo. What did you think you saw? I don't know. It's a guy in a suit. There was someone in the photo. It wasn't you. I didn't say it was. You must have taken the photo. But you must find the current turn of events terrifying. It's really not! This is the moment when your logic begins to fail you. The great disorder in your head is spiraling out of control. You can feel it physically bounding your head, attempting to break free. There's no way for you to regain control. You've resisted for so long. You can't hold it any longer. You must surrender to chaos. What do you have to lose? Everything! The things you are holding onto no longer have much value for you. You're starting to cave in. This amorphous mass of anxiety and stress has grown unbearable. It has physically begun to weigh down on your shoulders. The dawn could help alleviate some of your burdens. But you can't shoulder them for the night. You must act before you get crushed under all that weight. I don't know how. Everything points toward finding the man in a gas mask. You must confront him if he's real. You must cast him away if he's a figment of your imagination. Go to the old mill. Seek out him. Alright, you know what? Jesse Makkonen is Finnish, so I'll allow it. I believe he's Finnish. Yeah, I think he's from Finland. Alright, let's get up. Hey, put on a coat. The front door's open yet again. Can you remember if you closed it? I'm not sure if I did. I just kind of strolled in, and then they talked about, like, everything around me disappeared because I was so focused on the box. You can't recall the exact moment. You didn't focus on remembering it. I did! I said she was so focused on the box that the game says, like, everything around you disappears. You were anxious earlier when you noticed the door was open. Surely you want to avoid repeating your mistake. So how come the door is open? I may have left it open. You feel that's the most likely explanation, but you can't be sure. It leaves you in doubt. Suddenly, your thoughts are drawn to a strange feeling. Look at my left wrist. Oh, that's my hand on my other hand. Does your hand feel numb? Sometimes you feel like there's something more than blood coursing through your veins. These thoughts come to you with urgency. You don't know why. Your thoughts are not related to anything concrete. They're just thoughts. Try not to think about it. Instead, set your mind to the old mill. You're bound to find answers there. Alright, let's get going. How strange. You feel more at ease now that you're out of the cabin. Previously, it was the other way around. A drizzling rain has replaced the chilly autumn wind. It's still cold outside, but you don't mind. You welcome it. Any physical sensation draws you close to reality. It guides you in the right direction and allows you to breathe more freely. You can feel the gravel beneath your feet more distinctly. A feeling that provides you comfort. Did you not put on shoes? That's how you get sick. I actually don't know if that's true, but that's really nasty, to be quite honest. A feeling that reassures you of your existence in this space. You are here. You are alive. If only you could feel such presence and connection more often. You think it's unfair. You're not a bad person. Why are you being tormented like this? You put on a brave face and pretend you're fine. You make sure they don't see how broken you are. Is that strength? Or quite the opposite? I mean, I think there is a level of strength where even if you don't feel at your best, there's like the fake it till you make it. But I think if you're like, sometimes you can. But I think if you're strong enough to at least be like, okay, well, I gotta put my best face forward to just get through the day. I think that is like strength in its own way. Because I don't think everyone can do it. There's some days where it's just like, you know, I don't think it's weakness to just put on that straight face to get through your day without being like, oh my god, are you okay? You look so blah, 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 blah. Because that can sometimes make the situation worse. So, I think there's strength to being able to put on a strong front. How much of yourself are you willing to keep hidden? Be that... Oh my god. I will say, though, be that as it may, you should get going. That's the one time I'll allow it. Like, yes, maybe you are hiding yourself and putting on that strong face, but... sometimes you have to get things accomplished. I don't know how to put it. Not all the time, but... I don't know. This path leads to the old mill. The old mill lies just beyond the ridge. You're almost there. You thought you heard something. It sounded like a branch snapping nearby. A strange feeling comes over you as you realize you're not alone. Take a moment to steady your breath. Try to avoid paying too much attention to the sound of your breath. Again, how heavy are you breathing if you think that much about the sound of your breath? Let it come naturally. Trick yourself into thinking something else. You got this. Can you see something moving in the distance? Yes, okay. It's coming this way. This is not the man. That is not the man in a gas mask. It's a grizzly bear. You must stay very still. Can you feel a surge of adrenaline kicking in? Your heart is thumping in your chest. Fight or flight, but you can't run. It would be suicidal to start running. Hi, Bear. You should retrace your steps slowly back the way you came, but your legs are feeling like jelly. You struggle to move them. You struggle to stand still. The tension has become intolerable. You must get out of this situation. You want to close your eyes and count to 10. Out of sight, out of mind. Live or die. Throw yourself to a chance. Just close your eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can we hurry this up? 10. You're slowly looking at your surroundings. Yeah, just stay still, and I think the bear's just gonna ignore you. But you can't see the bear anymore. It didn't see you as a threat. You were defenseless, but it meant you no harm. It looks like you're safe. Alright, you had never encountered a grizzly before. You feel both shaken and exhilarated by this encounter. Bears have always been meaningful to you in some way. They periodically appear in your dreams. Do you believe your dreams are trying to tell you something? Sure. You found a pattern in their appearance. Bears may symbolize a significant change in your life. Be that as... Stop. Holy shit. Please stop using be that as it may. You should get going. The old mill is waiting for you just over that ridge. You're here at the old mill. The night has reached its darkest moment. There's very little light left. You feel the coldness differently when in darkness. You find it more piercing and desperate. You feel it's unforgiving and somehow more final. You no longer welcome it. The drizzle has soaked your clothes. You're tired and cold. The old mill looks deserted. The unpleasant scent of damp, swollen wood fills your nostrils. So we're here because we saw someone in a picture and we can't let go of it. You're thinking of turning back, aren't you? You know what? I'm not. I'm just thinking that the game's just sweeping us through. And the ride is just okay. No one would blame you if you did. It looks like there's nothing here. This is such a hard pill to swallow for you. Deep down inside, you believed that you would find something here. Your heart skips a beat. The old mill comes alive. You're starting to feel dizzy due to the sudden rush of thoughts and emotions. You stand quietly, trying to steady your breathing and soothe your head. But there's no way to separate and organize your thoughts. Because the game says so. They come like flashes. You can grab them briefly before you realize they're gone. How could anyone navigate their way through such cacophony? Broken words are spiraling from this chaos into your head. I am waiting for you. You feel shaken and at your limit. I feel that's been me through the entire game. You must focus all your remaining energy. He is waiting for you in the old mill. Let's keep going. You're standing at the bottom of the stairs that lead to the old mill. You feel hesitant to take these steps. There's no clarity in the storm inside your head. How could philosophy and spirituality shake hands with logic? Where do you draw the line? For all that you know, these could be the first steps to psychosis. Or the last. You wish you could silence the voices in your head. But you can't. They're constantly looking for meaning. They're searching for anything to explain this mad world. For this can't be all that there is. So here you stand at the foot of your mountain. Are you ready to take these steps? I'm ready. You can no longer rely on logic. The man in a gas mask is waiting for you in the old mill. He may hold an explanation. The moment has come. Let's go with the left leg. 5th step. You can't take stairs without counting the steps. You haven't found a way to ignore the urge. And you're not even sure you'd want to. The number of steps could hold a deeper meaning. There may be a hidden and recurring pattern waiting to be revealed. Doesn't make much sense, does it? You feel conflicted, but you won't stop counting, not now. Okay. 10. You're nearly there with just a few steps remaining. You can feel a cold shiver repeatedly over your body. You're starting to breathe more consistently as the light from the mill grows brighter. It carries a sense of relief. It whispers a promise of warmth. It offers you shelter from this darkness. You're almost at the top. Alright, 15 steps if you count the landing, which you always do. When I was younger, I would count, like, all the steps in my house. I don't know why I did. I didn't count them as I... No, I might have counted them as I went. Like, I would do it once, and then I wouldn't do it again. But, yeah, I don't know. It was just a thing I did. 15! Oh, right, of course, 15. How could I forget? Do you think it's yet another sign or mere coincidence? I'll be real, It's one of those things they said earlier, like, when you really think about something deep and you start paying attention, you notice it more. So, I think it's just... I don't know where the number comes from, to be honest, but I think it's just... I think it's coincidence. I generally don't believe in coincidences, but... I don't know. I think because the narrator said 15, now it's in there, and I'm thinking of 15, but I think it's just a coincidence. Maybe so. But of all the numbers, it had to be 15. You found the stairs to the old mill mentally draining. Both your body and mind are weary. But you're finally here. The storm is raging, as are your restless thoughts. There's nothing but the old door between you and the man in a gas mask. For the first time, could there be clarity in the chaos? A glimpse of hope? Let's get inside. Hello? Do not be afraid. I'm no longer a mere shadow or a voice in your head. Yeah, he has a body now. I led you here. I guided your hand with whispers into your ear. I permeated your dreams and thoughts like ink bleeds into the black water. Is he the narrator? I was born from silence. I manifested from the shadow of the gray corner. I am night without a dawn. Get it? Like the name of the game? Why am I here? You have sensed something almost tangible in the darkness. You've come so close you can almost reach out and touch it. But you still don't know what it is. Yet you have heard the waves whisper of its existence. Listen closely. These waves are born from the pulse of the triangular pyramid. Oh, I wonder if it's supposed to be like Morse code or something. I unfortunately do not know Morse code. Yes, the ones you've seen in your dreams. It stands in black water behind the all-distorting veil. Your search for something more has finally come to an end. You can find the truth you've been craving for in the three faces of the pyramid. But it lies hidden behind the veil, which you can only perceive in darkness. Therefore, I had to challenge your logic and reason. I disguised myself in your silence. I wore you out with the endless whispers from the quiet. I filled you with doubt and resentment. I'm gonna be quite honest, I feel like that was gonna be there no matter what. I introduced you to the necessary darkness. I will show you the truth that is good and just. The truth that is concealed by the all-distorting veil. I'm just gonna stay quiet. You're lying! Maybe. You have sensed there's more than meets the eye. You've known it for a long time. You must look past things that are holding you here. I've observed your loved ones from the darkness. I've stood in the shadow of the gray corner. I've heard them quietly whisper their prayers. You are causing them heartache. Well, yeah, because they're your loved ones, and so she's clearly down. Something's got her distressed. Could be the dog, could be something more than the dog. And when someone you love is hurting, that's gonna happen. You're a burden to them. That can't be right. I think in some ways it is a burden just knowing that someone's hurting. Like, the heartache is the burden, but I know. You're holding back the tears. You're thinking of them, but they don't matter. They're nothing but silhouettes distorted by the great veil. There's no shame in finding comfort in that thought. You need to let them go. You must cut any ties you have left with this world. For the veil's greatest trick was to disguise itself in light. Only then can you plummet into the blackness where the veil cannot exist. Look at my eyes, for they are like knives. And with my gaze, I will cut through the great veil. I will show you the way. I will walk you across the black water. I will help you tear down the veil once and for all. I first came to you in your dreams. Now accept me in the flesh. Look at your hands. No. Don't be afraid. No. There's no need to be. I'm not. I don't want to, though. But again, you have to. Why is your left hand so messed up? I wonder if whichever hand you choose to look at is the messed up looking hand. Because I looked at the left hand and the fingers are so stubby. But like, they're also stubby. They don't look like they're the same size as the other fingers. They look weird. You have poison coursing through your veins. A cancer that stops you from seeing and sensing what is real. It has deceived you with false things to keep you tamed and content. But in the dark, you start to sense its presence. It's difficult to turn away from love, joy, and happiness. It is hard to close your eyes for the last light. But know that this light I speak of is artificial and false. And because of the nature of things, you must bleed. With my eyes, I release the poison out of you. Yeah, I'm gonna hesitate. I don't trust this guy. You're thinking of your loved ones. Let go of them. Fuck off. Let go of the ties that keep you here. Let go of their memory. You are scared. Don't be afraid. I will wash away your fear in the darkness. Take my hand and follow me. Okay, so you have to go no matter what, because resist as long as you can. See, if there was any point in this game where there could have been more options, maybe this. Because I guess I did say I don't think he is malevolent. Because at the time, he didn't seem malevolent. But now, I think he's trying to, like, this is the end. And then you're gonna die. So... I guess I'm not resisting. Clarity. No pain. No doubt. The cold will turn to warmth. A sense of calm will follow. That's so loud. Let go of the discord. Let go of the worries. Leave all the woe to the other side of the veil. Breathe slowly. Listen. Can you hear it? Be that as it may. Can you hear the dissonance drowning in the sea? Can you hear it sinking in the beautiful brown noise? I'm gonna listen to the brown noise. There's no false light where the water begins. Oh my god, please pick up the pace. This is taking forever. Like, I don't think it should go so quick, but like, this is too slow. It's the sun, but there's a triangle. I do actually think that's gorgeous, though. That, not so much. Beauty, and then it all breaks apart. Can you hear me? Something's happening. Pyramid has risen from the surface of the black water. It is slowly rotating in the air. Its base is turning into a face, and its face is turning into a base. A new truth has emerged. Is it too late? Please, help me. I realize the truth has an ever-shifting nature. Can you hear me? I will repeat myself. The truth has an ever-shifting nature. Please, can you hear me? I will scream into the black water. The truth has an ever-shifting nature. I don't know what becomes of me. Are those supposed to be my thoughts? Help me. I guess my thoughts, but the narrator has been telling me my own thoughts, which I think is where the Hey there. Oh, hey, Jesse. Is that you? Thanks for playing Without a Dawn. I hope you enjoyed my little game. I did and I didn't. Oh, I love the art. I like the sound, but I think I felt a major disconnect from the character when the game is just like telling me how I feel, and I didn't feel that way at all. And I feel like, yes, they told me kind of not really talked around why she was there, but it just, I felt very disconnected from what was happening. So I'm gonna say I didn't like it because I'm unsure. I feel like I'm neutral about it. Oh, that's a shame. But still, you decided to give my game a chance. That's something I genuinely appreciate. It took me approximately a year to create this game. I spent lots of time rewriting the dialogue and recreating the art, among other tasks. It feels like I did 5 things for one to stick. That actually, in the writing process, that does happen. You can like write something, it doesn't work, you do it again, it doesn't work, and you just have to keep going and until something is like, that's right. It's just, it sometimes happens. I remember I was working on a story, and I think it took 3 or 4 times before I finally came to a conclusion that I actually liked. I would write it page upon page upon page, didn't like how it came out, take a little bit of time, start anew. That's not a very sustainable way to create no, actually. It's better to create, like, that's... Short term is not sustainable, but you also have to get to a point where you like it. Honestly, if you have like a bunch of shit games because you just went with an idea, didn't think about it, and just released it, that's honestly less sustainable. I'm gonna get to this later when I talk about the game. Because I do follow Jesse on social media, but I think to come to a conclusion that you like and be proud of the game you've created, not everything's gonna stick, and that's okay. I think an amateur way of thinking when it comes to creating is like, I'm gonna have this idea and I'm gonna do it and it's gonna be great. Now, in a best case scenario, sometimes you just make what you can see in your head and it works out. best case scenario, but 9 times out of 10, you don't have the best case scenario. So, is it very sustainable? Maybe, maybe not, but I feel like that's how the creative process is. Sometimes you just gotta keep going at it until something sticks and it feels right. But with this game, I felt I could spend more time refining the smaller details. I always approach this project more as an art than a game. You know, I will actually agree. I did say that I really appreciated the art style and the sound. Um, so you know what? I can definitely see the artier side of it, whereas his other games, yes, I do appreciate the style he generally has, but this is something way different. So I do agree. Definitely more of an art thing than a game. Creating a thought-provoking and mature tale of the human psyche was tough. Um, it is tough. I had to constantly put myself in the dark place to bring this work into existence. Yet at the same time, this project was a labor of love. I'm very proud of how it turned out. I want to thank my wife, Jenny, for continuous support and help. Also, thanks to my kids, Rico and Minja. You're the best. Thanks to the local game dev community. Sharing a drink is always a pleasure. And huge thanks to you all for encouraging me through social media. Heart. Oh, and before you go, would you consider dropping a review? Maybe not right now. I need to get my thoughts together. And the thing is, I can have my thoughts together. I said it yesterday when I was talking about Kathy Rain. Maybe I should like make little notes so that when I go to talk about the game, I make sure I have everything down. But then at the same time, even when I finish a game, I need to take time to put it all together for like my final verdict. So, all right, fair enough. Sorry, Jesse. There's no harm in asking, right? You can find me here, www.jessemakkonen.com. Silver font should be typeface, but I don't know when they became the same thing in a lot of people's eyes. Font is like bold, italics, underline. When you go and you choose a typeface and there's the font family, which is like book, medium, heavy, condensed, that kind of thing. That's what the font is. But typeface is the look and font is like how the different, it has the same look, but it has variations. To put it simply. All right, quit. Oh, I'm missing an achievement. The time appears to be frozen. I wonder if that's if you do nothing when you have the phone. All right. It. Let's play the music. Hold on. Did I close? Okay. All right, let's take these off. That was all right. As I said, I liked it and I didn't like it all at the same time. I think it was actually look into the human psyche when you're just so messed up from whatever you're feeling. You think there's something wrong with you. You go somewhere to relax and take a break and get into the thoughts and kind of find out what's bugging you and why. Why do you have this darkness? Why do you have this dread? It happens to all of us. But I think the problem I found is we're just kind of this quiet, I don't want to say nameless, faceless character, because we do see her face. And as I said, they do kind of give little hints of what she's going through. I guess it doesn't actually truly matter, because the point is she is going through this darkness and dread. She has a friend, she has this dog that she felt really bad she couldn't do more for, so on and so forth. Whatever was going on, there's this darkness looming over her. But I think the problem is the game just always talked about how she was feeling. So it never felt like it was in her own point of view. We were just like this person along for the ride. But I wish we could have connected a little more with her, always feeling stupefied, just confused by everything that's happening. Because as the player, I couldn't connect with her. The words were there and I should have. I felt like I couldn't connect. So even though I liked what he was trying to get at, it's just I wish it could have been conveyed better. I'm sure it touched some people dearly, and for me, and I have my own stuff that I'm like trying to work through right now. But that's what I was saying. Like, you would think it would be right down my alley, this kind of thing. I didn't dislike it. There were a lot of things I really appreciated, but I just felt a huge disconnect over everything she was going through. It just feels like it was going through the paces to try and tell its story. It wasn't bad in any way. The art was really good. Um, the sound effects were very well done and strong. Um, as I said, and he even said it when he was beginning, it's like so different from all his other games. So I can see why he says it feels more like an art project than a game. And I know some people are like, well, it's not a game because I'm just reading through, and visual novels, I understand. Some people don't like certain genres of games. People don't think walking simulators are considered games, which I get. Some walking simulators are better than others, but it definitely, I agree with that. It feels more artsy than like a game, but yeah, it just feels like you're going through the paces. I got so annoyed seeing Be That As It May because, as I said, a visual novel, you expect a lot of words. You expect a lot of whatever because there's like not a lot of movement and not cutscenes or not anything. So the writing has to convey what's going on, has to convey the things that are happening. But I felt massive disconnect. I wanted to know how it would end, but at the same time, the way the game was trying to put what was happening, I also didn't care at the same time. And I don't know how to explain it better, but it just felt like things were happening and I was never given a lot of time to process it before moving on. And maybe that was the point where there was just so much happening, she couldn't take a breath and put it together because she couldn't put the logic to it. But you're just you're just it was an odd thing where you're going through the paces, but at the same time, it then goes off about you feel the wind on your skin, and maybe it's the wind on your skin and the feeling of the wind that connects you to this earth or whatever. And it just felt, um, very, it just felt like describing minutia. But I was never scared. I was never jumbled. I was never like, holy shit, who is that gas mask man? Is he so evil? I don't know. But it was just, it was alright. It was alright. Um, I'm just trying to think, because I feel like this whole time, and I haven't meant to, I've just been shitting on the game. I do appreciate a lot of it, but I really couldn't connect with it at all. Not because, like, as I said, I'm going through my own darkness, and I do think in some ways that was done well with the fact that, like, her thoughts were jumbled and all that, but it just... I wish we could have gotten a little more into the character, I suppose, and maybe that would have helped me to be like that, but I just don't think the emotional impact felt like it was there necessarily. Um I also do wish, as I said before, that you have all these options to wake up, or you stay, or you do nothing, or you open the blinds, or something, 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 something. But most of the options you have, the game, as I said, it gives you a couple lines, and then it's like, okay, but seriously, you gotta fucking choose the other option. And as I said, it's a visual novel, so it's more about telling the story than being a game necessarily. So if it's gonna not let you do what you want to do, don't add it. That is my biggest thing. I don't need it to be a choose your own adventure, but don't give an option if you're gonna make me choose the other thing anyway. It's not even this game. I've had other games too where it gives you multiple choice, but then it's like, well, actually you can only choose this one. That's annoying. So I just 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 don't do that. Just tell the story it has. There were times where you could choose one or the other, but keep it there. If I want to stay in my dream, it doesn't let you. I don't know. That was just something that bugged me too. What was it? I said there was something I'd get on later. It's not a game for everyone. Jesse's been lamenting that the game's been out almost a week. It came out Monday. I was already scheduled and set to play Kathy Rain, so I've just kind of been sitting on this game since it came out. Actually, I bought the two at the same time, but anyway. I don't think it's a game for everyone. First of all, because people who love visual novels will absolutely buy them, but I think it's honestly not a popular genre. I certainly don't love visual novels, but I think there are just so many that just don't really seem that interesting to me. That I don't care for them. A lot of them just feel very surface, even if they do try to get into something deeper, but sometimes it just seems pretty surface. This one did not, but as I said, my problem is that he's trying to get into the human psyche, but we're just someone looking in, and I just wish we could have had more of a connect. And I think it just depends on where the player is as well. But I think if we had a little more backstory into where the character was out, just a couple more details. We don't need to know her whole life story, but it's just like her thoughts are always jumbled, she can't focus on anything. And I think sometimes part of the darkness is when you focus on something, and it could have been she was focusing on the old mill or whatever, but you focus on something, but it's you focusing on the wrong thing because you're trying to avoid the deeper meaning of whatever your problem is. And I think another part of it might be if she's someone who's so logical and tries to find the logic behind everything. And again, it was me choosing the options, but I think the game would have made you do what you did regardless. Why was she so like, this gas mask in the dream, I must believe in it and I must know more? I think dreams, well, they are kind of your unconscious, but at the same time, why did she put so much stock in this weird-ass dreams? A lot of people have weird-ass dreams, but it doesn't always necessarily mean anything. It's, I guess, her death. I don't know, but it didn't feel... It just felt like it went on, and I was just there to listen to it all. I don't know how to put it better, but I just wish I could have connected with the main character anymore. Or I wish I could have connected with the main character more, because it just... I guess just sometimes you feel you're in the dark, you're drowning. That's what the thing about the sea was, and you just like... You learn to let go, and that's it. Sometimes you let go and you just fall into the deepest depths, or sometimes you work out of it. I don't know. I don't know. That's why I'm like, I liked it, but I didn't like it. I liked the art. I liked the sound. There were parts that I very much could relate to. It was mostly the part with the dog, but oh, here's your friends. You had a good day. You love them. Oh, here's your dog that was getting older and you feel like you didn't do enough. And then, I don't know. In some ways, I would definitely wish there could have been more about the main character, because you are kind of, you know, controlling her and you are in her shoes. But it was alright. I'd give it... There's, like, too much going on outside the office. I don't know. It sometimes felt like it was saying a lot and not... It feels like it was trying to get deep into the human psyche, but it didn't feel like it got that deep. And I think that's where the disconnect happens for me. Because it was a narrator, so it's not even like the characters' thoughts themselves, and it felt like it was telling you how you should feel. Oh, you're trembling, aren't you? Because you found a box in the birdhouse and it's your phone, but how did that happen? And it felt like it was trying to have this air of mystery, but it also... I think it was relying too heavily to feel a certain way. I don't know. I didn't love the game. It was okay. I know I said that already, but I don't know. So I'm just kind of on the page, and Without a Dawn built a haunting world by using dreamlike symbolism in an oppressive, paranoid atmosphere. I think that was another thing too, is that it didn't feel that tense to me. It didn't feel like tension was building, and I think, again, it's because even though we're put in the character's shoes, the game just tells us how she feels, but just... I don't feel how she feels. It never feels tense or oppressive to me, and again, that's just my own opinion, which all of this is... Let me let the dog back in. Yeah, it just... It felt like it was trying to be philosophical, but then at the same time, there was just a level of minutia through half of that philosophy. So it didn't hit for me, which is fine, but just... I think if they did a little more with the main character, it would have felt like it had more weight, but as it is, it was just... It was there. I like some of the messages, but I might give it like a 6 out of 10. I think it's hard to rate, but I didn't feel connected. It just feels like it's pulling you through, and it just didn't hit for me. He was trying to go for the human psyche, which I think he did succeed in some ways, but I just wasn't really attached to anything that was happening. So, not for me, but you know what? That happens. But the whole thing about like you know, coming up with or trying something 5 different times until it finally stuck. He said that's not sustainable, but as I said, that is just how the process is. I'd rather someone try something 10 different ways and they're happy with it as opposed to just one shot and that's it. Because then you kind of end up with crap. Not all the time. Sometimes your first shot, it just works out very well. But most of the time, you ain't that lucky. So... yeah, I was really excited for this, but... I didn't love it. I'm neutral on it. And I don't even know if it's neutral. It just... I didn't feel all that connected. And again, maybe if more of my choices that they give felt like they mattered as opposed to them being like, well, too bad, choose the other one, maybe I wouldn't feel that way. I think I still would, because as I said, they just keep going on about how jumbled your thoughts are every single time. It felt like it got a little old. Yes, I know that's how things are going on. She can't get sleep. She's stressing out about something. Nothing feels like it's worth it. But she's getting, I don't even know, paranoid. I don't know, but... it is what it is, and I don't know how else to put it. But that's how I feel. Beautiful game, beautiful sounds. The message was fine. I just couldn't connect, and it just didn't feel that interesting to me. Sometimes that's just how it works. What are you gonna do, right?